Hi guys, hope you're doing well, and yes, today Thailand versus the top 5 countries in the world to retire to. This is according to the 2023 Annual Global Retirement Index. So we're going to have a brief look at this. I found it quite interesting. Thailand is on the list, but I'm not going to say where until the end of the video, but it's not in the top 5. We're going to just compare basics, financials, cost of living, healthcare, and perks. Like things like residency, property ownership, to see if there's anything that's appealing. Now, I know there are a lot of you still undecided where you'd like to retire, and maybe just some of you who are already retired in Thailand just be interested out of curiosity. So we'll start with Thailand itself. It's got a population of 72 million. Weather is hot and bloody hot, bar a couple of months in the cool season. Cost of living, single person, minimum $1,000 a month. Healthcare is world class, as is the internet. I get insane upload and download speeds here, and I live in the middle of nowhere. General infrastructure here is more than acceptable. It is a developing country. Roads are well maintained, but yes, you drive here at your own risk. Your basic retirement visa requires either 800,000 baht in a Thai bank account. Alternatively, you can show proof of income of 65,000 Thai baht a month, or a combination of both income and savings as long as it reaches 800,000 baht per year. You must be over 50 years of age. Employment is prohibited. The cost is 1,900 baht per application, and this is renewed annually. You do have to notify immigration every 90 days of your address, which isn't that difficult, but it's just the general consensus is the welcome mat isn't exactly rolled out for you. There are no perks. You get to stay in the kingdom of Thailand, and that is basically it. And if that's enough for you, that's fine. Right, now on to number 5 on the list. See how it compares, and that is Costa Rica. Situated in Central America with coastlines on both the Caribbean and the Pacific, Costa Rica has a population of 5 million, with 10% of those being expats. Cost of living is a bit higher than Thailand. You're looking at 1,300 to 1,500 US dollars minimum per month. Known as the Switzerland of Latin America, it was demilitarized in 1948, making funds available for a world-class health and education system with a first world literacy rate. Similar to Thailand, there are wonderful, diverse areas of natural beauty throughout the country. And although politically the country is more stable than Thailand, the infrastructure doesn't quite compare. So the basic retirement visa, the pensionado, you would need $1,000 a month of a recognized pension income. There is no minimum pensioner age. You can have dependents, and your visa is valid for 2 years. After 3 years or more, you can apply for permanent residency, and this is renewable every 5 years. Now, once residency is obtained, you can pay into the public health program or combine public health insurance with private health insurance. Now, apparently anyone can buy a property in Costa Rica. You could buy a property on a tourist visa without ever needing to apply for residency or citizenship. All right, Costa Rica, loads of perks. Property ownership, residency. As I said, you won't get any of that in Thailand. Thais are very proud of the fact they haven't been colonized, so there is a deep sense of Thailand for Thais. Apart from that, there's less requirements for in terms of financials for Costa Rica. Climates are similar. Cost of living is similar. Proximity to the US, a lot of these countries that are popular are very close to the US, which could be a factor. Had a look at the internet connections in Costa Rica. Pretty good in the big towns, but my one issue would be crime. It gets a bad rap, that region, Central South America. But from looking online, the general consensus is there are no-go areas, and there are probably plenty more no-go areas than there are in Thailand. Anyway, on to number 4, which is Ecuador. Ecuador is located on the northwest coast of South America, about the size of Arizona. It uses US dollar currency. Cost of living is it's a little bit cheaper than in Bangkok, around $900 to $1,000 per month minimum. Financial requirements for the basic retirement visa are pretty low at $800 of recognized pension income. The minimum age is 65, however, this can be lower depending on whether you use an agent or not. You can receive discounts on public services, electric bills and flights. The location itself gives a moderate spring-like climate and 12 hours of daylight year-round. You can bring dependents, and after 2 years of being on the temporary retirement visa, you can apply for permanent residency. Even the internet speed isn't too bad. So overall, Ecuador is certainly worth a look at, and gives Thailand a run for its money, especially in terms of perks, climate, the financials, and the ability to get residency, all that sort of stuff. So if I was from the US, I'd definitely have a little look at Ecuador. But comparing the infrastructure and maybe the crime rate, I would say Thailand comes out on top. So there you go. Right, on to number 3. And we're heading off to, well, not far away actually, to Panama. Panama is one of the safest countries in Central America and boasts first world amenities and infrastructure at third world prices. Cost of living is about $1,400 per month minimum. It's a 2-hour and 50-minute flight to Miami and boasts a thriving expat community enjoying all the benefits of the pensionado retirement visa. You will need $1,000 a month of recognised pension income. Minimum age for retirement is 62 for men and 57 for women. Once your application is finished, you become a resident of Panama. You can apply for citizenship after 5 years, and you get a stream of perks, discounts for medical bills, flights, and even mortgages. You are allowed dependents. You can own property, and you can pick up a 2-bedroom condo for about $150,000. And on top of that, you get tax breaks. I don't think you have to pay tax on income earned outside Panama, and there's others as well. I mean, yeah, very similar to Ecuador in terms of perks, but there's a lot of money in Panama, a lot of US money, and there are areas that you could be mistaken for being in Singapore or some top tier European country. So if you're not into roughing it a bit in developing countries, Panama could be a place to look at. I mean, you get a good bang for your buck on that visa, and both Ecuador and Panama are half the price in terms of financial requirements, monthly financial requirements to Thailand. But on my investigations, I actually haven't noticed whether they have a 7-Eleven, which is it's a game changer basically, or bum guns. So yeah, if anyone can tell me if they have bum guns in Costa Rica or Panama, that could sway the balance for some of you. And on the subject of visas, we are concentrating on the basic visa. There are other visas in Thailand. You can get the elite visa and the new 10-year visa. But to be honest, you don't even get that many perks when you have to dish out quite a lot in terms of investment and money. So Panama seems a pretty good deal, especially from the US. Right, had a coffee. Back up to top energy levels, so let's head off to number 2 on the list, and that's Mexico. Mexico has a population of 126 million people. Cost of living is comparable to Thailand. It has a very affordable healthcare system with prices much lower than that of the US. The food is out of this world, and there are several visa options for retiring in Mexico. Basic tourist visa, you can stay for 6 months, which is great for nomadic retirees, or if you just want to check it out. The other 2 options are the temporary residence visa, where you need to show at least $2,600 monthly income in the past 6 months, or investments and savings of $46,000 in the last 12 months, and it can't go below that amount. This is renewable every year for 4 years. Now, if you love Mexico and you want to stay there forever, you can go for the permanent resident visa, where you need proof of income of $4,300 a month, or bank statements showing savings investments in the last 12 months of at least $180,000. Dependents are allowed, but you'd need to add an additional 25% to your monthly income. So becoming a resident of Mexico, you get a host of benefits, including public health care, and you can actually work. So temporary residents need a work permit. Property ownership is allowed outside restricted areas, and the internet speeds are pretty good. So yes, very popular with US citizens, and always in the top 3 because of its proximity to the US. Apparently the visa process is a lot easier than other expat havens, which the paperwork can be a bit of a ball ache. Interesting, the 6-month tourist visa, so for those of you who just want to go down the nomadic retiree route. In comparison to Thailand, the cost of living is similar. Spicy food, you got the hot climate. The financials for the visa are similar. The temporary resident visa in Mexico, and Mexico has 7-Eleven. One thing might have a look at, I don't know, crime. I've gone over this before a little bit. But from what I've read, as long as you do your homework, stay out of the no-go areas, you should be all right. Thailand itself doesn't have the greatest reputation, especially when it comes to violent crime. So it's just a case of taking precautions, I think. Anyway, on to the number one spot. We're finally there. Drum roll, please. And that country is Portugal. With a population of just over 10 million, Portugal is one of Southern Europe's most sought-after travel destinations, boasting low cost of living, incredible natural scenery, sunny weather, and a relaxed Mediterranean lifestyle. Cost of living is higher than Thailand, but you're looking at about $1,700 per month in small towns or $2,200 per month in urban areas. Now, there were two main visas in Portugal, the D7 and the Golden Visa. Now, the Golden Visa has been scrapped due to a housing crisis in Portugal. However, the D7 visa is a very attractive option and is open to anybody that can meet the requirements as long as you're over 18. Financials for an individual are €705 per month, which is about $800 a month. You might need to provide evidence of not just monthly income, but savings. Once you successfully obtain your new Portugal D7 visa, it will be valid for 2 years. Afterwards, you'll be able to renew it for an additional 3 years. And after 5 years, you have the option to apply for full residency. Once you have residency in Portugal, you can access the public health system. There you go, Portugal. Pretty much number one in every single one of these indexes, and not a surprise, a very beautiful part of Europe, very low income requirements, and I like the fact that anybody can actually stay or live in Portugal if you hit those financial requirements. There isn't age restrictions or what you do, it's just if you've got the financials, you can prove it, you're good to go. So it is very different to the previous 4 entries and to Thailand, they're all quite similar. The South American, Central American countries, Mexico and Thailand, they all have hot climates, spicy food, exotic, beautiful areas of natural beauty. Apart from the fact you don't get any perks in Thailand. I mean, I've been here 20 years and I'm still regarded as a tourist, really. I mean, it's just, if that is a problem for you, you like to feel welcomed, and you might not feel that great in Thailand. So it depends on what you go for. I mean, if you might fall in love with the country, you might have a penchant for lady boys, whatever it is. There is a myriad of different reasons why you might choose a particular country for retirement. Personally, if I was to retire now, I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in one basket. I'd look at a place. If I click with a place, I'd go for the residency, say Portugal. Maybe you have to spend 6 months there to get the tax benefits, whether it's Portugal or Panama. And then the remainder 6 months, I don't know, maybe hop over to Mexico for a few months. I mean, they've got a 6-month tourist visa. Thailand, I think you can stay 2 or 3 months on a tourist visa. So, variety is the spice of life, as they say. Anyway, if you had any experiences living in both or either of these countries, and you can give us some comparisons, which you think is better for you, it might be interesting for guys to read. And where did Thailand come on the list? Well, number 10 we had Colombia, and Thailand came in 9th. France was 8th, Greece was 7th, and Spain came in at 6th. Anyway, I'm going to go and get packed. I've got to get off to the UK. This went on way longer than I thought. On that note, I say stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the next video.